I decided to go to college my first time, my first try, should I say, and I solely chose it by the name. Beaver College, anyone here available? Because I thought it was funny. I'm going to go to Beaver College. I would have been the last graduating class of Beaver College. I did not graduate. But at Beaver College, I don't know why this surprised me, but when I started making friends, most of my friends were lesbians. And I was like, oh, I get it, Beaver College, right. It was once an all-girls school, like, yeah, all right. So I started kind of, getting into the culture, and I was like, this is kind of cool. And I started dating girls, and it was amazing. My first 2 girlfriends were like really intuitive in bed, and it was fabulous, and there was this bond, like that joke that they say, like, on the second date, lesbians bring the U-Haul, like, that's totally, it was like, yeah, right? Like, it was amazing. I was like, this other plane, right? And then I met Stephanie, and she's the last woman that I dated. For many reasons that I'm going to outline right now. So Steph was great. She was beautiful. She had these big eyes, eyelashes, and I swear to God, she had the most beautiful breasts I've ever seen in my life. Every time she'd take off her shirt, I'd just go, magnificent. Oh, God. Her butt was so big and round and fabulous that she said that when she was a kid and she learned how to flip a quarter, that when she flipped the quarter, it landed on her butt and it stayed there. That's how, like, it was good. You could grab onto it. So the only problem is that Stephanie, unfortunately, had a drinking problem, right? Okay, so she has this drinking problem, which is fine. I mean, I was 19 at the time, and she was, 22, so it's like, okay, like, this is cool. And she worked in a restaurant, she was a cook, and that was kind of the culture, and I was like, all right, this is fine. Well, when Stephanie drank, she stopped listening to signals. So right now, I'm going to kind of demonstrate for you. She had nails, everybody. She had nails. So when 2 women get together, and they make love, there is penetration with the fingers sometimes. And when Steph would drink, she'd get super into it, right? And she'd do the scraping motion. Everybody do it with me, come on. Ooh. Ooh. And I'm like, oh my God. But I was 19, I didn't know how to advocate for myself, so I was just like, okay, let's just stop, right? That's lubrication, that's blood, okay, like, can we just stop? And then, right? And then, she told me she had a thing for belly buttons. Right? And she really wanted to date somebody with an Audi because she wanted to nibble on it. And I was like, oh my God, like, what am I going home to? Like, who are you? Right? So instead of standing up for myself, I got super petty. Like, way petty. Like, I found out that she was really, really gullible. So the first thing that I convinced her was that Jimi Hendrix' Purple Haze was not, excuse me while I kiss the sky, it was, excuse me while I kiss this guy. And she had an argument with people at work saying, no, Claudia said, she totally said, she said it was, excuse me while I kiss this guy. Now, full disclosure, this was 1997, before, like, Google and stuff. Well, I guess it wasn't before Google, but it was before it was popular, right? So the second thing that I convinced her, I had a nose ring, a septum ring that I actually would put up in my nose, right? And she would look at me sometimes like, what is that? But she wouldn't ask me. So one night, I wake up, and she's staring at me. And she goes, Claudia, are you a robot? And I said, yes. Yes, Stephanie, yes, I am. I apologize that you had to find out this way. But yes, it's my wiring. It goes straight to my brain. Keeps me in line. When the powers that be get nervous, they shot me in the head. So that's why sometimes I get a little weird. But my favorite part, the favorite joke that I ever played on her was I had kittens, right, when I first met her. I know, lesbian with cats. But I had 2 kittens. And I don't know if you guys are familiar with kittens, but their poop is disgusting. It smells worse than anything on the face of the planet, although I do not have children, I should say that, because my friends tell me a lot of stories about kids. So I had decided to get disposable litter pans. Well, I am a cheap Ukrainian, and there was this huge deal, right? So it was like, buy one, get one free, and then I had a coupon, and then I worked for a supply place, so I could use my employee discount, so it was super cheap. So I had, I'm going to say 12 disposable litter pans in my trunk of my car. So the one day, we went food shopping or something that I had to go into the trunk, and Steph saw. So I open up the door, and she goes, why do you have so many litter boxes? And I said, well, I travel a lot, so when I get, when I have to go, and I do have irritable bowel, so I just pull over to the side of the road. And I had a story, I was like, yeah, so the best way to do it is to actually go on the passenger side by the back wheel, because that's where you're most, you can't see you from the street. And I had this whole story, this whole cockamamie story. And that poor woman, the entire night, believed me. Hook, line, and sinker. And she'd just look at me and just look down. She would look at me and she would look down. And finally I was like, what's wrong, babe? She's like, but what do you do with it afterwards? I said, I leave it there. She goes, that's not very nice. I said, well, maybe animals use it. Oh, okay. She's looking at me. She goes, but you mostly wear pants. So, how do you not go in your pants? How do you, not? And I was like, it's a very delicate balance. You really need to use your muscles. You squat. I'm telling her all these stories, and that poor thing, she totally believed me. And the point of my story, my friends, is that love is total bullshit. Thank you so much.